This is The Stuff Dreams Are Made Of. I'm writer-collector Ryan Condal.
And I'm writer-collector Dave Mandel. Welcome back, everybody. This is part 2 of day 1 of the Propstore catalog.
Good Lord.
Yeah, this is insane. But as you just pointed out, hopefully we're at the part of the alphabet where we can move a little bit. Not a lot of I don't know, just movies we're as interested in. But we'll do our best.
Yeah.
We'll do our best and try and get to S as quick as we can. And you all know what S is. But we'll move along. We'll move along.
So we're diving right in.
We're
here
diving right in. There's
273.
no foreplay. We're just in. Welcome back.
That's right.
273. We've seen this piece before. Lord of the Rings. This is the Witch
The
King
Morghul
dagger.
blade.
Every time this shows up, I think about it because I have my Witch King helmet, and this would go so good with it. And
Great with it.
And I keep thinking every time this thing shows up, it will go down in price. And of course, it only goes up in price. But nevertheless, I like to talk about it. I do love it. I love the way it looks. I love the way it goes with the. Anyway, it's just a great piece. All the props from that movie are so damn good. Yeah. But really, really cool. And we've got a couple of replicas.
From the Mastersmith collection.
And then we've got 276. I'm going to stop. We've got Mad Max Fury Road muzzle. I have one of these as well. This is a rubber one,
cool.
which I guess is like mine. The rumor is that there was a metal one that was very, very uncomfortable, so that he mostly wore the lighter weight ones.
Rubbers.
Yeah, the rubber ones, what we would call the stunt ones. This thing just looks fantastic. And obviously, you got to put it on a really terrible Tom Hardy stretched out head, flesh-colored head with bulging eyes. But I have one of these. I love this piece. I love that movie. They've got his shotgun too, Lot 277. They've got a Furiosa gun that I have no memory of. Sorry, 278.
No, that's the rifle that she uses.
Oh, is that the big rifle?
She uses it. It's very, very prominently, yeah.
I don't remember her driving that rifle. Is that the rifle she drives?
That's fair.
That's fair. But 276, I do love. Like I said, I do have one, but it's great. 280, whoa boy.
Holy Hannah.
Yeah.
So it's a light-up Star-Lord helmet from the first Guardians, and we're not even 10 years out. I mean, I guess 10 years ago they were making the film, but we're not even 10 years out, and this prop is already 100 to 200K.
Yeah, the third one just came out. I don't even think he wears this in the third one as much or at all. I think he's moved on as Star-Lord. Yeah,
making a big genre show, who's either listening to or possibly hosting this podcast. Hang on to your props, I would just say.
I think especially if Chris Pratt is in the movie. But this
helps.
This is fantastic. I don't know what else to say. This is fantastic. It's in an auction, so it has to be official in some way, shape, or form. Just fantastic.
Legit.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Propstore vetted it.
Looks like it's got good markings on the inside. This next one is pretty great too. I love the damage on this. For this, there's something about again the damage that pushes it more into that screen used category. I mean, whether I'm right or wrong, but you know what I mean. It's the same thing like that Harry Potter from the first one. I just love seeing the scratches, the indentations. They do such a great job. And this is just fabulous looking. Just a great Iron Man helmet. This is lot 281.
Right.
And then 282, a cracked Thor hammer from Thor Love and Thunder. Not my favorite movie, but I like this just because it's not another hammer from Thor 2. So I will give this the thumbs up.
There you go.
Just because it's not from the second Thor, of which there are far too many of those, and I don't know what those are. But again, a very healthy number. We're now hitting 283. We're hitting M, and we're hitting the Matrix movies. These look like pieces that were either in the Joel Silver auction or in the Warshawski auction that looks like maybe somebody bought, or maybe for all we know, Propstore purchased and is now put into their own auction. These are great pieces. I love the 285, the Matrix Revolutions, the reference model for the armor suit there. I love the these mostly are from Revolutions. Again, not necessarily my favorite of the movies, but still really cool. But I do love the Sentinels. Yes, the pieces are great, and
very evocative of the Matrix. Just the
Matrix, very Jeff Darrow artwork come to life. Really, really cool. I do love these pieces. But I'm guessing someone bought them and decided they could do better here. Men in Black, now 287 Worm Guy puppet display. That's really nice with the controls there. That's really cool. I like seeing all
those guys
the wires and whatnot. Those guys are very fun. And now we're looking at some stunt blasters by J and K from 2, but these do fall under reasonably priced crazy weapons from the movies. Are you thinking for your suit, if these were if you could get these at a normal number? No, not at all.
No,
because it's from 2. You're holding out for 1. Okay.
Hero things from 1.
Okay. Fair enough.
And they will come around.
They will come around, but these are nice. These are nice. That's all I'm saying. These are nice. 291. I love this. It's one of the Monty Python and the Holy Grail knight helmets.
That's very cool.
Love it. Nothing else to say. Moon. I love the miniatures from that movie. Moontrap. I don't know what Moontrap is. What's Moontrap? Bruce Campbell. Moontrap. Not a movie I
don't know.
Sorry. Spruce Springsteen from the Muppets. We've seen this before, right? This was up, and I guess
I think it's the first time that I've seen it.
No,
I like it.
It's great. I feel like we saw this and it sold somewhere, or didn't sell, and maybe it's now in at a lower number. I can't remember if it was Propstore or somewhere else, so I apologize. It's great. It's an original Muppet. Obviously, it ain't Animal or Kermit, but it's still pretty neat. Spruce Springsteen. I love 295 and 296. These are the pencil prelims by Boris Vallejo for the original National Lampoon Vacation and European Vacation. I love them both. Obviously, the Vacation one ever so slightly more, but Vacation, European Vacation, Big Band Parliament. I'll keep my eye on these. I like them very much. I think I may know who put them in, so I do like them, but I'll keep my eye on them. Really, really cool. Just nice movie poster art, but also fun movies that are not the prop heaviest. So, what are you going to get from this, from Vacation? Resolute desk piece from National Treasure Book of Secrets. And now, no surprise, starting with 299, a whole bunch of natural stuff after that last, what was that Wonder Boy piece sold like crazy. So this is the hoverboardization of the natural, which is we've got a coach's jacket, a rehearsal Wonder Boy bat, a glove. That's pretty neat. The glove. We've got some costume drawings. These are all fantastic.
Those are very
love
cool.
This movie. I don't know what else to say. These are fantastic. I do love the bat. I love the glove. I don't know. I've always wanted something from this movie. I was shocked by the number the last time, but maybe shouldn't have been because it's such a good movie. The costume designs are also really nice. There are a bunch of Roy Hobbs outfits and things, including a uniform. So that's actually pretty cool as well. Nightmare Before Christmas.
I love that.
All really cool.
The town skyline. Yeah, it's very
really
Burton-y.
Pretty. Yep.
The dice. 305.
I just love the way the snake comes out of that. Yeah, with the snake popping out. That's really neat.
Those are really great.
Freddy Krueger stuff, but not from Mario's collection, I guess. Not connected.
Right.
These are from Nightmare on Elm Street movies unto themselves. No Jason in these, right? These are just unto themselves.
Correct.
A couple of different gloves from different movies. I mean, that feels like glove or hat, but I guess I'd go with the glove. And again, I've never seen these movies, so Freddy exists to me only as like a guy that like in the commercials, but still glove, right? You want the glove.
He's groundskeeper Willie to me, Dave. I will haunt your dreams.
Very true. Very true. Let's see.
I'm going right to 316, Dave.
Always fun.
Right
yep. These are the Point Break, the Nixon, and the Lyndon Johnson.
James Richard Nixon mask. I had the pleasure of working with James LeGros on my very first pilot.
Oh, very cool.
A delightful man, and had this like storied career. And the poor bastard, everybody just wanted to talk about Point Break. He's a great character actor.
These are wonderful. I do love these.
They're awesome. Yeah. Lyndon Johnson and Richard Nixon. Here you go, Dave. Cover piece.
Oh, wow.
The screen matched evil clown doll from Poltergeist.
Wow, look at this. This is getting a 6-page spread in this thing. Well, I'm not going to lie. This scares the F out of me when I'm actually looking at it.
I'm scared just looking at it in stills in a catalog. I guess that's the point, right?
I guess that is absolutely the point. I mean, I didn't remember it, but would we argue this is the most memorable prop in there? I guess other than a television screen with static on it, I guess, right? Maybe something like that.
I mean, that would be the thing for me, but how do you even know that that's the thing, you know?
Well, screen matched evil clown doll, a healthy estimate, 200 to 400,000. We've not seen a lot from Poltergeist. And obviously there's, the curse of Poltergeist movie where I think every actor and every crew member on that movie has died, literally. And I think everyone that owns this prop eventually dies. But eventually, not
might
instantly.
Die as soon as you take it out of the box. Yeah. No, but it's very cool. And it's a great movie.
Creepy as hell. This is not making me want to rewatch that movie. That's what I'm telling you. It's scaring me just looking at it. This is incredible. I mean, I think if this is your movie, it doesn't get any better than this. I don't know what else to say. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to 320. I just love from Predator. This is Hawkins, who is played by screenwriter Shane Black. This is his communications backpack. As the story goes, very smart of Joel Silver to put Shane Black in the movie where he could act and rewrite the movie as they made it. I do love this. And that movie, Predator, the original Predator, is a little slice of perfection. Again, part of our Arnold Schwarzenegger sans. What are we calling it? Arnold sans? I don't even know, but
the Arnold sans.
But really great, the Predator piece. That's fantastic. 321.
The Schwarzenegger.
All right.
Yeah. We'll work on it.
321. Prometheus. Whatever. Just I'm going to 322. The Gimp Cage from Pulp Fiction. That is wonderful. Stephen Hibbert, who at the time I believe was
twisted bastard kept that thing.
Yeah. No, I love it. Stephen Hibbert at the time I believe was I knew him back in the day. He was Julia Sweeney's husband, and she's in the movie at the end. She plays the daughter at the junkyard.
There you go.
And Stephen Hibbert played the Gimp. Well, that's just fantastic. And a couple of Red Apple things. That's pretty wonderful. Quantum Leap, a Dean Stockwell costume, which I always remember as being a very fun show. The original one, I haven't watched the new one, but he always wore interesting outfits, so that counts. Various Rambo guns. Some of this I feel like, I don't know. Some of this may have been stuff that was in the various Joel Silver auctions. I don't know. I'm literally speaking out my ass, but I definitely feel like we saw
Rambo
a lot
3
of these
knife,
things.
326. That's cool.
Moving along. I'm stopping at 331. Not particularly necessarily memorable, but it's a screen match sweater from Risky Business. Not a movie you see anything from, but I do love the idea of the piece. I
love the idea of Brandon making some poor underling at Propstore match a sweater.
They match the lint on the sweater perfectly. Yeah.
Yeah, 335.
335 is incredible. Is the next thing. This is fantastic. Al Pacino's. Oh, you go.
you can read the title just as well as I can.
Exactly.
Go
we'll do it every other word. Al
Pacino's
personal
hand
annotated
shooting
script
Scarface
1983.
Very good. Well,
this is great. It's full of notes, which I love. I just want a copy of this. I don't want to own it, but I would love a copy of just every note of just everything. Yeah.
Yeah, what a piece of Hollywood history. That's just great.
Page 157 features the iconic "Say Hello to My Little Friend." Just fantastic.
I will say, Dave, my my show Colony, second season shot on the Universal lot. The first season we were at the Radford lot in the old Seinfeld neighborhood. Season 2 shot at Universal. One of our stages was the Scarface house stage.
Very cool.
And the Say Hello to My Little Friend was shot on that. And then just after Colony Season 2 wrapped, they promptly bulldozed the stage to the ground to build Nintendo Land. A little metaphor.
That's funny. I'll tell you my little connection to Scarface, which I was very proud of. He doesn't pop up until is it episode 5, so the final episode of White House Plumbers, which will air at the end of May. But Stephen Bauer, who plays Tony's friend, who falls in love with his sister, is it Manolo? Is that his character's name? I want to say it's Manolo, who I have loved since this movie, came in and played the part of a Cuban exile, an important part, who was godfather to the Hunt children, and he delivers one of my absolute favorite lines, and just an honor and a pleasure to meet Stephen Bauer. I love this movie. I love him. This piece is incredible. Al Pacino handwritten notes. What more can you want? That's just fantastic. Wow. Yeah. Just wow. Yeah. Skipping over Scream, Serenity. Now we're seeing.
I'm at 343.
342, 343. Now we are at the Bible.
Did we talk about this?
Which one specifically? Well, I was going to say, I think we talked about this as something we would want, but I was going to say
the record player, though. 343, the screen matched record player.
Oh, no, I think it's fantastic. But I was going to say, I think this is another one of those. Well, the Bible sold for a lot of money. Here comes the rest of the Shawshank props.
Yeah.
By the way, though, one after the other, pretty incredible. The letter with the check.
This is the rest of the
342, 343 is the actual screen match record player that he plays the aria on. 344 is the rock hammer.
I don't know what that lady was singing about.
Goes in the Bible. Yeah. But it was sure pretty.
The needlework that I talked about. Wanting. Yeah.
By the way, the hammer, $50 to $100K to go inside your very expensive Bible, right?
That's your $300,000 Bible.
Yeah. Makes that a nice $400,000 Bible. And their costumes. Look at that.
Both the costumes, and both screen matched and just incredible. Just great. Yeah. Well done, Propstore.
Really wonderful to see. I love seeing it all. This is why I love keeping these catalogs. I like having them kind of as reference forever. This is great, but I do love that the concept of big auction and then here comes everything else. It's a fun thing to see. Do you know what I mean? I like the. It's a little bit like a tsunami, right? Like there's an earthquake, which is the original sale, and then cut to you're on a beach in Thailand, and all of a sudden the bells are ringing, the water comes in, and then all of a sudden here comes the record player, the letter, the hammer, and the needlepoint, and the costumes like coming at you as you hold on to like a piece of building as best you can. But I think a term prop tsunami is when a first thing sells and then it causes more.
It's prop bukkake.
No, not bukkake. Tsunami. Those are different things. Those are hugely different. Yes. Because if someone says to you, I got hurt during the tsunami, that's very different than I got hurt during the bukkake. Very different problems.
I survived the Shawshank bukkake of 2023.
I'm jumping to 350, which is the light up Spaceballs One model miniature display. This is the huge ship.
We break for nobody.
I want to say this may have been years ago. Was this in a Profiles auction when they had the collection? Do you remember what I'm talking about? I think they had this, and they actually had
the Winnebago was around.
The Winnebago, but they had remember there was the other Star Wars, the opening ship, the other one. Remember, it was the smaller model, and it was all from
the Corvette.
Was it Richard Edlund's collection? God, I don't remember whose collection it was. But anyway, I don't know if this was in there.
Or Grant McCune.
Oh, it was McCune. You're right. It was McCune. I'm sorry. You're right. It was McCune. I want to say this was from that collection, although it doesn't say that, but maybe that was the other one. I don't know. Anyway, this is fantastic. But more than that, I love 351. I have never seen one of the actual Spaceball helmets.
Yeah,
and
a Spaceball helmet.
Got to say, I really would like
this is yours.
I would really like to. Well, except the last time, I got screwed on the liquid Schwartz. So am I screwing myself
here?
This
is better, Dave.
This is better. I think this is better. I would like this to sit next to my Stormtrooper helmet. I got to tell you. By the way, if I was George Lucas, I would if I'm George Lucas, I would bid everything to get this and put this in a museum right next to my Stormtrooper helmet. This is fantastic.
If he was building a museum of narrative something,
of narrative Spaceballs props. I love this. I don't even care about the gun. If somebody wants the gun, I will go halvesies on you, or maybe I'll even cut you a better rate. But I would love to get this helmet. That would be really fun to have. That's just very enjoyable. 352, I'm calling out. This is from the TV version of Spider-Man that was on CBS back in like '77. And the only reason I'm calling it out, I mean, I do love kind of the how crude it looks. It has the web shooter, which is really, really neat. And it was played by Nicholas Hammond, who plays the director in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I didn't
Shakespeare.
Know that. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, that's him. That's Spider-Man. That's
so great.
And I love him, and I love that this costume is there. And he was so good in that movie.
You love that it exists.
Yeah, I just like that it exists. Moving along. We're now into Star Trek. I'm into Trek. I'm skipping over a couple other Spider-Man things. I'm into Trek. 356 is Spock's sickbay costume from the motion picture when he first, I think, arrived.
Which is my favorite Star Trek, because that is what won me the Ryan 10 contest.
That's true. It should be your favorite.
In season 4.
This is strangely much cheaper than that piece, but nevertheless, I don't know. I always remembered the hood. I don't know why. I always did remember the hood. I think it's kind of neat, but I am jumping right to 359 because it's the Wrath of Khan Romulan ale. Beware of Romulans bearing gifts from Wrath of Khan. So I love that. What's next? Klingon aphrodisiacs. I know that movie far better than I should. I do love that movie. It's so good. This is fun. I've never seen this before. I've seen replicas of these. Vintage 2283, so it's a really good Romulan ale. This is just a fun piece. Very fun.
That is
fun
very
to
fun,
see. This is the next piece, 360, another Wrath of Khan, the regular one, docking bay model miniature component. So this is when they go down to find the survivors. That's very cool. I mean, just to see a miniature from Wrath of Khan. 361 is bridge destruction from when they blow up the Enterprise. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, that's cool.
Search for Spock. Destruct 001. I like that movie too. That's pretty cool. And then a bunch of stuff that gets into like the generation stuff, which I'll skip over.
But here, look at 365, Dave. Voyage Home. It's a Scotty screen match costumes that worked in Voyage Home and then reused in Generations, which I think is great.
No undershirt there, but I think you could probably find one of those. I'm not sure. I'm sure engineering has a specific color, but that's pretty cool. I love 366. This is Leonard Nimoy's script from Amok Time, which is one of the great Spock episodes. But also it has the schedule and the call sheet. The call sheet would be really cool. Right? And look at that, handwritten notes. Look at that, look, little indications of additional lines and changes. Yeah. That's just excellent. And I would put that on sort of like, I don't know, for me, top 5 of like the original series episodes. But I just love all the stuff that comes with that. That's just really neat. That is really, really cool.
I love 370, Dave.
370. Yes, that is fantastic. Look at that. A Star Trek hot set, no food smoking on set sign from
Love it.
Desilu back in the day. That is fantastic. The fact that, first of all, someone kept it is incredible.
Yeah.
I love
really
that.
Great.
I love that. I love that. I love that. That is really cool. God damn, that is cool. Yeah. Wow. There's a couple other scripts and stuff, another Nimoy script or two. Anyway, all neat, but goddamn, the hot set sign, that is excellent. Literally a piece of paper, by the way. That looks like a piece of cardboard. But
but it's great. It's
I'm not questioning it.
Piece of art.
Not questioning it. Star Trek hot set, no food smoking on set. Oh God, they were doing nothing but smoking. And then a couple of Klingon pieces from the original series, of which, I know this is going to sound strange, but I wonder if you could put a Klingon together, which would actually look really cool from the original series. So I throw that out there. I've been seeing there are a couple of different sets of ears, makeup ears. We're now hitting, as of 372, the John Chambers collection. John Chambers is the genius makeup guy who did the Planet of the Apes ape makeup, but then also is part of the Argo story. John Goodman plays him in Argo. He was involved in that whole thing and actually helped CIA agents beyond Argo. He helped build a disguise kit for CIA agents, like a portable disguise kit, and taught how to add certain makeup to your face so that you could, when you were doing undercover work or trying to get out. And so he was connected to the CIA. So a pair of ears, 372, 373 is his briefcase with real world Argo stuff connected to that operation, the real version. I find that fantastic. I love that.
Yeah.
Really, really, really
Agreed.
Cool. Yeah. A bunch of next gen stuff. I don't know, anything hitting you here? A Data with a huge damage, like robot damage in the middle. That's
cool.
Pretty cool looking. Again, I like the screen used damage to it all.
From a season 5 episode, you could get the pips in the communicator and make a thing out of that. Yep. I love Data.
376, Wesley Crusher, the only actor not invited back to Picard season 3. So that's something you gotta have. Did you watch Picard? Did you watch?
Was there a reason behind that?
I don't know. I didn't.
I have not.
Yeah. I will.
I know the screenwriter, the showrunner a little bit, Terry Matalas. He ran 12 Monkeys.
Oh, okay.
For NBC Universal at the same time that I was running Colony, so we always did the Comic-Con tour together. He's a very, very good guy, just a wholesome nerd, as said in the most, not in a pejorative way, but in the most sort of loving way, just like me. And we got on famously, and I just really liked him, and I'm glad for his great success.
There have been 3 seasons of Picard. The first 2 seasons, one more unwatchable than the next, I'm sorry to say. The third season, really enjoyable, really fun. A lot of fan service, but really fun. And I enjoyed the heck out of it. And like I said, I turned off season 2. So, I did really enjoy it. It was great to see, quote unquote, the old gang. So that was fun.
Yeah.
Not the old gang minus Wesley Crusher. They still, I will say, they are still doing all these years later. It's a very funny thing about Star Trek, I will say. They are once again kind of doing, they're still just playing the Wrath of Khan notes. I forgive me for the spoiler alert, but once again, there's a Picard's lost son, and you just kind of really, Carol Marcus, we're just, we're just doing this. You do, like I said, I did enjoy it. You do hope sometimes for just something new in these things, but I'll take it because Wrath of Khan is so good. Various other next gen and later show things. I don't know what else to say here. I do like the light up Klingon tricorder from 379 from Deep Space Nine. I mean, those pieces are DS9. Always just fun. Any of the Star Trek pieces that light up, any of the various tricorders and communicators or medical scanners that actually have the lights and the battery, I do find fascinating. And I just think they're always fun. And these days, relatively reasonable. So I feel like we've said that before, but again, it holds true.
Dave, 383.
Yes,
we
finally.
Begin. Are you okay?
Yeah, I mean, can we roll? How quickly can we do the prequels? How quickly can we do it? I can just keep scrolling.
Just move right through. We start with the Darth Maul lightsaber, then we move to to a hero Obi-Wan lightsaber, which is cool.
Yeah.
And then Qui-Gon fighting with replica blade saber, which is cool.
Yeah.
And a short-bladed Obi-Wan saber from Phantom Menace, which is cool. A Jar Jar maquette, which is amazing. That's $388.
When you're ready, I'm on $399. I'll just wait for you.
Okay. Anakin's dueling lightsaber. That's cool. From Revenge of the Sith. I mean, that's got to be a thing, with the red blade in it.
For those of you not watching on YouTube, imagine me yawning as Ryan says all of this.
Dave. I'm just trying to do the job. This is a 3-hour-long Propstore ad that we have to read a Propstore ad during. So
brought to you by Julian's. They're sponsoring this one.
Very good. That'll be the title. So yeah, $399.
$399. The Lauren Peterson collection. This is pretty great.
OGOT Star Wars, Dave. Let's do it.
Lauren Peterson was ILM's chief model maker. This is his collection. It's my pleasure. I know Lauren a teeny tiny bit. I was hoping maybe at one point that I might get a chance to buy two of these pieces, but I do not blame Lauren for putting these into auction, and here they are. This is a pretty incredible collection. Let's just jump in. I mean, we're talking about a guy that was there on the original Star Wars. There's no other way of saying it. This first piece is a painting actually by Joe Johnston. It is the Death Star trench, the forced perspective that you would put at the end of the trench to make it seem like the trench went on to infinity. So it's almost sort of like a matte painting, but not, I mean, I don't know. Do you call it? I mean, I call it, to me, it's a matte painting in a way, but they call it the flat end cap painting. I still think it's pretty incredible. And I just love,
it serves the same function to me as a Luddite.
I just love, first of all, it's Joe Johnson hand painted. There's actually a photo of him, not included in this lot, but you can find a reference photo of him literally painting this thing. It also just speaks to the non-digital of the original Star Wars, that this was a hand-painted thing that when you see it on camera, you have no idea. I love this. I love it. I love it. I don't know what else to say. It's incredible.
Yeah, cool. Great. So that's for you.
It's definitely something I have a big circle on it.
Okay.
400. We're kind of in the 400s here. We've got a couple of nice pieces of Death Stars.
Death Star model pieces.
Including 401, which is a gun tower miniature that is about 7.5 inches tall. So that's a smaller miniature one. These are just all great, just pieces from the original, the Death Star, from basically this, the pieces that they basically, for the camera to kind of run down that long trench, these sort of pieces. And these are a couple of different ones that are great looking. They're just fantastic. I don't know what else to say. And Lauren Peterson signed the back of one of them. The tower's great. I would say if you're starting with a Star Wars collection and looking for an entry prop, I would say certainly one of the pieces would be an incredible entry prop, especially knowing it was from Lauren's collection. But I also think the miniature tower, which will be slightly more reasonable than a full-size tower, would just be, it's so Star Wars, it's so specific, it's so hand-built. I'm a huge fan of all these pieces. I don't know, again, just a great entry Star Wars piece for those of you that are sort of looking to get into the Star Wars world. And here's another entry piece, 404. If you're just starting out and you've always wanted a Star Wars piece, but you're always kind of like,
you've been standing on the outside.
Yeah, I don't want to spend a lot of money. I just want to, but I want something. It doesn't have to be recognizable, but I just want something from Star Wars. 404. Princess Leia's screen match ceremonial dress from Star Wars A New Hope, from the end scene. Incredible piece, incredible estimate. What else can we say about it? I mean, it's insane. Yeah.
We talked a bit about this on the celebration episode, but yes, this is in. It's an incredible piece. The estimate is incredible. It's $1 to $2 million. Look, it's a fantastic piece. It's one of one. It's an icon for an icon. What can you say? I think, I mean, for me as a collector, I'm just curious, does this sell? And I think this will be a big moment in the auction, one of their biggest moments to me, in the auction. And I'm very interested in watching it.
I have no great answer. I mean,
UK time.
This is getting purchased by somebody, obviously with great means, or for a museum. I mean, it truly
This is a Paul Allen piece.
Yes,
if he was still with us,
maybe the ghost of Paul Allen. Possibly. This is how we'll know if there is an afterlife. He will win this.
The Paul Allen Terror Dog is going to be bidding on
this. It is incredible. It has the belt with it, which is lovely to see. You can find easily enough. You could find one of those necklaces. Those exist. I think that necklace is still either made or replicas are made, which obviously wouldn't be the necklace, but still pretty amazing. It's the end of the movie.
What can you say?
Yeah, it is just pretty incredible, and you don't even notice that you don't have the shoes because they're under. You didn't ever really see the shoes much, so it
just vanishes. It's very easy. Yeah,
dye some flats there or something. Whoa, 405! Holy shit!
I love 405.
Holy fucking half! Look at that hand painted Ralph McQuarrie X-wing Starfighter and Imperial TIE Fighter illustration. It's the original version of the X-wing 2. Where you see it's got look at the multiple engines. Do you see that? The multiple engines.
Yeah.
This must be an early piece with an early sort of Star Wars logo.
This looks like a t-shirt, right?
Yeah, what does it say? T-shirts for US based crew members. This is incredible. The ships and the artwork were I mean, look, this is a McQuarrie. It's a full painted McQuarrie. This is incredible. I don't know what else to say. This is just fantastic. On my list. This is on my list. Yeah, this is on my list. I have some wonderful McQuarrie pieces, but the opportunity to get something with an X-wing and a TIE fighter on it would be something very special. This is pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's great.
Pretty amazing.
It's really great. And it says Star Wars with the crazy logo and all that.
Yeah, in case people don't know what it's from.
Yeah.
It's pretty wonderful. I mean, and it is everything you'd want in a McQuarrie piece and then some, dare I say. So yeah, pretty insane. Oh wow, this is incredible too. 406. I thought this was I'm wondering. I thought this was in a collection, but maybe I guess it's out. This might have been.
Well, I know who consigned it.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, you'll tell me afterwards. Fantastic piece. This piece was originally in the collector's edition magazine, but also I think in the there's like that Star Wars album book. I think it's in there too. It's a Hildebrand, the Brothers Hildebrand piece. It's the Cantina painting. It just very memorable piece. I think it may have been a poster as well. Maybe I want to say, really wonderful piece. Just very memorable from the early fan days of Star Wars, where there wasn't a lot out there. I guess is how I would put it. Really neat piece. I like that too. I'm circling that. And by the way, I'm also circling 407, which is really interesting. This is a matted, hand-illustrated Harry Lang Millennium Falcon cockpit concept collage. Harry Lang was I think he was a former NASA guy that actually Kubrick brought into.
He did a bunch on 2001.
In 2001, and sort of launched his film career, where he went on to not only do these sort of technical drawings for Star Wars, but all these different other sci-fi movies, and became one of the big names in sort of sci-fi concept art, and not necessarily prop making, but designing of things. So Harry Lang, we've seen other Harry Lang Star Wars pieces around, but I love the cockpit sort of, I don't know what to call it, that sort of the pieces, the drawing, or, whatever. Cardboard cutouts of a figure and paneling, the hand illustrated panels of what the surroundings of the Millennium Falcon cockpit would look like. I think that's fantastic looking. I love that. I dig that big time. This is followed by a land speeder design, also by Harry Lang. Obviously, not the finished design.
The land speeder, but you do see this at in Mos Eisley as another.
Very cool. Okay, but very neat, very neat. And again, another Harry Lang piece, and that's really cool. 409. This is wild. This should go in a museum. This is the optical printer. That's an Academy Museum piece. This is how they did
this should be in the Lucas Museum.
Yeah, this should be. I love this.
Use composite. Every visual effects shot in Star Wars: A New Hope. I mean, bam, museum piece.
Yeah. How does that not go in the Academy? Come on, someone step up and do this. Wow, that's just fantastic. There's no Star Wars without this. I mean,
yep.
I don't know what else to say. Yeah. Oh wow, model maker Dave Jones's collection. Look at this. Another ILM guy.
There's a bunch of pyro pieces.
Yep, these are pyro pieces from the X-Wing, and then a couple from a Y-Wing, and a piece from a TIE fighter. That's really, really cool. I got to look at what side of the fuselage I need, although I guess it's most of the fuselage. I think I only need a half, so I don't know. I don't know if this fuselage helps me, but 410 is really nice looking. 413, a McQuarrie piece for the Falcon kind of arriving. This is all nice stuff. That's very cool. Some more pieces from the Lippincott collection, some scripts.
Yeah.
Tom Young looks like an early sketch of the Star Wars poster. Now we've got another camera, 418.
Panavision camera.
Panavision. Are we saying specifically used? Do we know? Are we identifying it, or are we just saying probably? Well, I don't know. Not sure it's saying what movie, but certainly from it.
Wild Bunch, Butch Cassidy, Superman, Star Wars: A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back.
But I think it's saying this kind of camera. I wonder if it's saying...
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Not this camera.
Well, it could have been rented.
But these are just...
Yeah, these are fantastic.
Awesome.
Yeah. Really neat.
I've always wanted one of these. I think I'm going to tag this one.
This is a very nice one, and again, another one that's sort of a little more compact than the optical printer in terms of. And again,
yes,
get yourself
certainly.
A set of those. If you can find, I'm sure, a picture of one of these on the set, and kind of maybe even, you can add pieces to it. I bet you could find even like, I don't know specifically, but you might even be able to find like a film thing that says ILM on it. You might be able to augment it and make it even more ILM-y as possible. Do you know what I mean? Like just something to look at or play with. And like I said, those wood, the wood tripod will make it look really nice. 421, a C-3PO left foot. We know the Anthony Daniels collection is coming our way, so maybe a chance to grab this before that tsunami bukkake hits.
My Left Foot, an Anthony Daniels story.
I would watch that. C-3PO painting with his foot. I would watch that. We're now back. I knew about these pieces. 422 is the Lauren Peterson built miniature of the Executor, which I thought was a great looking little prototype miniature.
Yeah, really cool.
And then this was 423 was the piece I wanted from Lauren more than anything else. This is a screen matched asteroid from the Empire section. Yeah. Come on.
I just love thinking of the poor underling at Propstore that had to match this thing.
I bet Lauren Peterson knew exactly what it was and was able to tell them. I'm going to go on the limb. I feel like he's that good.
Maybe. But this is your favorite sequence, Dave,
my favorite
from Empire Strikes Back.
I knew he had this. I wanted
this.
this.
You need to have it?
I do. I kind of do need to have this. So bid me up. He actually came over to my house once or came over to the apartment and saw the collection. And my son came over like partway through or maybe at the beginning or whatever. And Lauren had a bunch of stuff on his computer where he had some of from some of these prop talks that he's given. And he had a couple of the sequences that he sort of showed my son, like how they put it together from like Raiders and from Star Wars. And it was incredible. And I have no idea if my son even remembers it, but it was at the time he thought it was the coolest thing in the world. I mean, again, this was many years ago,
cool.
But it was really, really neat. Yeah. So thank you, Lauren, for that. It's a fond memory. And I look forward to bidding on this and putting some money in your pocket. So good luck. Some of his VFX binders, 424, 425. The Lando Calrissian, I guess from the 12-inch unproduced toy figure, little toy action put in. Jedi Rebel Blaster, that's a nice gun if you don't have one of those.
That's always so cool.
I like that. This is a production-made Lando. I feel like we've seen this or ones like it before, but it's certainly nice. Not you
have one of these, don't you?
I have the wax of the, I don't know what to call it, the face guard. I have the wax of the face guard. Okay. I always thought about getting like a replica like this, or not a replica, production made like this, and then maybe pulling out the face guard part and placing it with my wax, because then it would be a production made helmet with the original wax of that. And the wax was basically how they sculpted that section, the teeth section. So anyway, it's a thought I've had. I'm not sure it's a $24,000 thought that I've had, but it's a thought I've had. So wherever that comes in. 430, just got to give a huge shout out from the Stuart Ziff collection, Reese's Jabba the Hutt Courtier Cup. I love that. I love that exists. I love that someone had it and it has been saved. Saved and identified from Jabba's throne room. That is great. 431, I have pieces like this in my collection. I love this. Basically, Revenge of the Jedi makeup department. It's kind of like it's kind of like the Star Trek hot set, but it's fantastic. Yeah. And actually, these are usually put on more than, it's masonite, so it's actually it's a little thicker than the paper of the hot set.
It will survive.
Yeah. 432, another Lauren Peterson piece I knew about, this is a hand-drawn speeder bike blueprint. I love this. I just think that is incredible looking.
It's great.
And my favorite, that and the Biker Scouts, my favorite designs from the third movie. So that's wonderful. 433, we've seen pieces like this before. These are handwritten notes from George Lucas for the outlines of 2 and 3. Hard to see, but I wonder if there are differences. That would be really cool to see, because obviously, as people probably know, the order of scenes and kind of what happened in 3 Jedi changed a lot in post-production. I don't know if this is before or after, if this is a draft or whatnot, but anyway,
or before after the story conference.
Yes, exactly.
I don't know.
But really neat, handwritten, George Lucas, really, really cool. Look at that, Vader and Luke fight, father, it's just really, father and Luke argue. I mean, just really neat, really, really, really neat.
Yeah, excellent.
We mentioned this before with that Cantina piece. This is Bill Plum here. This is his collection. I mentioned him before. So this is going to be an art-centric collection, and it does not, I'm looking already. First piece is a hand-drawn, I guess, demo for the lightsaber concept piece, poster for Jedi. Check out 436. Yep. That's a Struzen 10th anniversary comp for the 10th anniversary poster, which is a great poster.
I love 4037.
Oh, that's nice too. The Lawrence Noble 10th anniversary. So these are later posters, but these are very memorable in the sort of early days of Star Wars.
Poster.
You had that poster. Nice.
I had the Empire poster. Yeah.
I love the. Did you have the Mix and Match storybook? It was like a book where you could like turn parts of the book and make things like story stuff. So that has the cover dead center. I love that piece. That's gorgeous. Hand drawn. Oh, look at this other Struzen stuff from. Wow. So we've got a Struzen movie piece from the Summer Olympics. We've got a Sano Ewok Caravan of Courage, and then a Struzen Caravan of Courage. I mean, this is gorgeous stuff. I mean, even if you're not an Ewok guy, you just got to appreciate what these pieces are.
The Struzen ones, yeah.
Pretty amazing. Oh man, I got to stop at 444. Look at this. These are McQuarrie Isaac Asimov covers. 444, 445, and 446. These are badass. These are These are Ralph McQuarrie sci-fi covers for Isaac Asimov. I knew he had these pieces. This is these are kind of the same robots that he did that you kind of do on the iRobot books. Do you know what I mean? So it's it's that design, if you will, that kind of McQuarrie used. But these are just fantastic. I don't know what else. This is just, my God. I keep saying I don't know what else to say, but I'm sorry I don't. These are gorgeous. These are just gorgeous.
Great.
Yeah. Boy, it'd be nice to grab one of these. Does this hit your sci-fi bone at all? The Isaac Asimov of it, the McQuarrie of it, does that hit you?
They do, yeah. Particularly 444. There's something about that painting that I just love.
Is it a book you remember specifically? Yeah. Is it a cover image you remember, or you just like it? You just like what it is?
No, I just like the image. Yeah.
I don't know why always like the one that says space on it. I don't, neither here nor there.
Yeah, that's cool too.
Got a Dave Dorman Dark Empire cover.
Yeah.
We
talked about that on the comic card episode.
Oh yeah. That's right. We've got a Yoda card by I don't know who the artist is here. Artist John Room. Oh, I know this story. This card never got approval because Lucasfilm didn't like the multiple Yodas or something like that, as the story goes. So it was pulled from the set, and this is the original.
There's only one Yoda in the universe.
Yeah. Until Grogu,
Until there's not.
Until there's not. But they're all babies. They're not tall like this and whatever. So I guess. A McQuarrie Trooper piece from the Cantina pop-up book. That's really nice. Very cool looking. These are fantastic. I have this myself. This is 450, is one of the Lawrence Noble bronzes that was put together by sculptor Lawrence Noble and Wade LaJose, who co-wrote the McQuarrie book with me and Brandon, and my friend and toy dealer and what's the word I'm looking for? Bootleg underground toy specialist Dove Kellner helped put together, I think with Steve Sansweet as well, maybe some others I'm leaving out, but they helped put together this limited edition Yoda bronze, which like Noble did, and one of which sits on the Lucasfilm fountain. These are long gone. This is an artist proof, number 3 of 6. So there were like 6 artist proofs and then X number of statues. I have one of these outside at my house if you ever want to come break in and just steal it. They followed it up with a Vader, which is 451. I'm not going to lie, I never loved this pose as much. It didn't quite feel as...
The Yoda's much cooler.
Yeah, the Yoda, there's something about the Yoda because it's life size, whereas the Vader is sort of the same, maybe like same size as the Yoda. But I don't know, while that is I don't know, I think I might have gone hands behind the back. So that's just a sculpt issue for me. But take that as you will. I do like... Oh, go ahead, yeah.
You like the 454, the $8,000 George Lucas Lego?
$16,000 minifigure made exclusively for the Lego design team. Well, I'm definitely bidding on that. And then the 4,000 Han shot first Greedo. I mean, if you're a Lego guy, I think these are probably like crazy holy grails. But
I think they are. But like the Han shot first thing has always incensed me because like George wore that shirt around at some point, like making prequels or whatever, and you're just like looking at it. It's like, but you're the reason that shirt exists.
I enjoy that he sort of ruined the movies and then sold products based on it ruining the movies. That's a funny thing.
If only someone could do something about that. It's a weird thing.
I went to see, did I tell you I went and saw the Jedi screening? Did this come up? I went to the Academy. Did we talk about this? I've lost all track. Okay. Yeah. And yes, it was special edition, which I'll say again was just not fun to see. But anyway, I'm repeating myself. I apologize.
All right. We're moving on, Dave, because I'm scanning through these things.
I'm jumping ahead.
I'm going to 461.
Yep.
We're out of Star Wars.
We've left that was an exhausting... Can I comment on the Star Wars section?
Behind.
Or should I save it for my conclusions? But I just, having gone through the Star Wars sections, which you all know I'm always excited to see, this was a very fascinating Star Wars section in the sense of, obviously the Leia outfit is there. I'm not a player on the Leia outfit. I do think it's wonderful. I'm not sure the number and also just what it is, I don't need it. I don't know what else to say. I'm not a player there. That being said, the rest of the collection, it's an amazing collection of a lot of different things I like. Boy, it adds up quickly. I mean, I was just sort of looking at the numbers. I don't, and yet we're also not talking about each one of the pieces is great, and I like them all. But boy, oh boy, we're not even talking about specifically hero props from the films. You know what I mean? I mean, I guess, yes, the asteroid, but boy, wow. I mean, we have come a long way. I guess that's my comment.
We are in a new universe, my friend.
Wow.
That's why I'm bidding on Steve McQueen's motorcycle.
That's pretty cool. It is pretty darn cool.
I'm just kidding. It is very cool, though. People are nuts for Steve McQueen. I bet you this attracts somebody from outside of the prop world, because there's a huge market for Steve McQueen stuff.
This is not his motorcycle from The Great Escape. It's just a motorcycle, right? Is that what I'm to understand?
It's a motorcycle. Yeah. It's anything Steve McQueen provenanced movie or outside of movie world is a big deal.
In Newburgh, New York, where we shot White House Plumbers, we shot in an old warehouse, of which the front half of the warehouse that I never made it in, but I always kind of wanted to, was a motorcycle museum in Newburgh, New York, that I guess, and then the owners turned the back end into a sound stage. But I never made it into the motorcycle museum. This would go great there, though. This would be fantastic in the motorcycle museum.
Right.
Where are you stopping? Superman. I do like 465. I don't like Superman 3, but I feel like we've seen this before, but this is the scene he changes in the photo booth, and it says, I think it's the screen matched one that comes out of him changing. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
466 Lenny Luthor I could do without. Some
Helen Slater, Supergirl components.
Yep, that's nice. Team America stuff.
Alec Baldwin. You are the finest actor, Gary, that ever existed. Alec Baldwin.
I'm jumping to 4.
And there's
where are you?
There's Gary.
There's Gary. Yeah, I'm jumping to 476. Just jump. Just go.
Okay. No Ted?
No,
okay.
There's
a Ted bear on 474.
It's a Comic-Con lookalike bear.
Oh, okay. Oh, from Ted 2.
Yeah.
Okay. It's from in movie, but Ted 2, not Ted 1.
Right. Not the real Comic-Con, but the Comic-Con in it, where I guess they meet. I don't know. Is that where they meet Flash Gordon? I can't remember. Sam Jones or something? I don't even know.
Yeah.
476. You interested?
That is very cool. I already have this shirt. It would be a pants buy. I will look at it.
Pants and belt buy. Not the worst number I've ever seen in the history of this catalog, I will say.
Yeah, that's true. It's a relief.
I wonder if you bought it and then
it's a Terminator costume, but no leather jacket.
Right.
So it's t-shirt and trousers.
So if someone else out there has a jacket that would be interested in an extra shirt, reach out to Ryan. Or I wonder if you could buy the pants and the belt and then just stick the shirt back in unto itself at like a like a low number and just go for it, go for broke. Yeah. There's a plan there somewhere, I'm going to say.
Yeah. It is very cool.
I'm jumping to 479 because that's where the Thing stuff looks like it starts, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, 2011. So that's the Thing remake. So skip that. Go to 481. The Spider-Head thing. That's really cool. So there we go.
That was teased earlier, and it's just freaking cool. Yeah. It's horrifying.
It's really neat. What is it? What are we looking at here? The incredible effects of the Thing, the legs on the prop, and added spikes that were never. So they added spikes that were never seen in the film versions, originally obtained from the family of Alvarez. The designer, the head is made of dense leather, latex, and foam, based on a sculpture. Okay. It features welded metal armature inside the 6 spider-like legs. The armatures are covered with latex skin. A replica lace wig with synthetic hair has been added. So the wig is a replica. This is incredible looking. I love this. This is just great. Great movie. Look at the close-up of it. They've given this a lot of love in the catalog. Wonderful piece. Hefty.
It's amazing.
hefty reserve, but really, really cool.
As you know, Propstore's Los Angeles Entertainment Memorabilia Live auction is taking place from the Peterson Automotive Museum.
Wait, how would we know that? Oh, wait, we've been listening to 2 hours of Propstore catalogs going through.
Exhausting. We want to tell you about all the different ways you can bid and pay for items in the auction so you're prepared. There's live bidding. The general public is invited to bid live on the first day of the auction on June 28th at the Peterson Automotive Museum. This will be a fun event with fellow collectors in the attendance and many of the bigger ticket items being auctioned on day 1. Live bidding will not be offered on days 2 and 3.
The other thing cool about the Peterson right now is they've got the big James Bond exhibit, so you can kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So I highly recommend live bidding if for no other reason, and it's fun if you've never done it. In a post-COVID world, if you've only sort of started bidding recently, it's fun just to go and see. I think you can learn a lot by going, even if you're not bidding, by the way. So wherever that fits into your world, online. Most people bid online for each auction. You can bid 2 different ways online. In advance, you can place advance bids online anytime before the live bidding starts, or live. If you're following along on your computer on the auction days, it will prompt you for the most current bid as the auctioneer is calling the auction. You can bid with a click of a button, which is both scary and also good, but also scary.
And very empowering.
Yeah.
There's also phone bidding. If you choose to bid via phone, a member of the Propstore team will call you 5 to 10 lots out before your scheduled lot. This way, you'll be sure not to miss bidding on your lot. There's also written absentee bids. So if you can't be present at the auction, you can fill out an absentee form with your highest bids, and the auctioneer will place your bids in the live bidding session for you. One advantage is that in case of the tie, absentee bids take precedence over all other bids. How about that?
Oh, I did not know that. That's fascinating. After all these years, I did not know that.
Yeah, because the absentee bidder doesn't get a shot to best it, so they give it to him, and then they tell the floor, you have to do better.
They hope that the floor will best it. No, I realize it's to their benefit, but it's still a good thing, or it could be a good thing. Ways to pay. Payment plans. For their entertainment memorabilia live auction, or EMLA, Propstore allows up to a 3 months interest-free payment plan on most lots for hammer bids totaling 1,000 or more. Lots that do not qualify for payment plans will be noted. So good news, if you buy the Princess Leia dress for $1 million, you can make 3 payments of $333,000 each. So that's perfect for you, Ryan.
Awesome. Credit cards. Propstore has recently changed its policy on credit cards. You can now pay up for $50,000 of your U.S. purchases on a credit card. If your order is under $5,000, you will not be assessed any credit card fees. For any orders over $5,000, you'll pay a 2% fee if you decide to pay by credit card. There are no charges for payment via wire transfer.
So again, $1 million price. You put $50,000 on the credit card. You write a check for $950,000. You're golden. You are golden. Crypto. Though through BitPay, customers can select from a variety of popular cryptocurrencies to purchase their items. Is crypto worth anything?
I feel like that should come with a fee. You can also pay with consignments. Increase your buying power by consigning items.
Isn't the fee all the banks that are being ruined by crypto? Isn't that the fee that we're all paying in a way for crypto?
It's a sort of a shared thing.
Sorry,
you can pay with
consignments. Sorry, pay with consignments.
You did it twice. You can increase your buying power by consigning items to Propstore's next auctions. Cash advances are available for quality consignments over $5,000. Just email consign@propstore.com if you have items you'd like to discuss.
Go to propstore.com right now to register, so you'll be all set to the big event on June 28th to 30th. Bid online at propstore.com/live auction. That's propstore.com/live auction. And bid in person at the Peterson Automotive Museum on June 28th.
And after you win some items in the upcoming auction, maybe you'll want to add a buy now item or 2 to your order. If you get that itch, use your Dave10 or Ryan10 discount code through July 4th, 2023 to get your 10% off your buy now order and vote for your favorite podcast host at the same time. This is your last chance to save on that buy now item you've been eyeing and make your vote count.
All righty, lot 482. And for those of you watching on YouTube, we did not just have a giant technical glitch, and I am not wearing a different shirt, and this is not a different day.
It's not a different day.
And I have not shaved, and it's not completely like us recording a couple of minutes later.
It's November, and we're actually doing this live from the London auction.
I just won the C-3PO helmet. Lot 48.
Well done.
Yeah, thank you. Lot 482. This is Rose.
I listed everything I won in the LA auction, in the London auction, just to see how well they did.
There you go. Rose Bukater's sinking coat from Titanic, from the 1997 hit film Titanic. A beautiful Kate Winslet pink coat. A key costume with a 20th Century Fox certificate of authenticity. Fabulous, not for me. Fabulous. I don't know what else to say. Yeah, but cool to see.
Yeah,
really,
I mean, if you're a Titanic-y, what do they call the Titanic fans? They must have a funny, cool name, like, X-Files or Trekkies or whatever.
I know they should, right?
Sinkies.
Sinkies.
I don't know. Bergies? I don't know. Yeah. Well, we should work on that.
If you're one of those people, that is the code for you.
This is it.
Yeah. Let us know what you're called and buy your coat. I'm going next. I'm skipping over the engine room worker coveralls from Titanic, you sinkies. And I am jumping to 484 because it's a Top Gun pyrotechnic model, Hollywood and Wolfman's Tomcat from Top Gun. And this thing looks great looking. Yeah. I guess this is from one of the fights.
It's cool.
It really looks excellent. I guess there's a little pyro damage on the back where the missile hit, which is actually, again, as we've been talking about today, kind of cool, extra cool maybe. Little Hollywood, a little Wolfman in there.
I think this is great. I mean, it's a model miniature from Top Gun and a named one. I mean, I think that's really cool.
It's big,
and you can see a little Hollywood and Wolfman in there.
Yeah,
yes, it is
73 inches by 64 inches wingspan. That's a big model. Definitely be aware of how big that is. I mean, it's great, but it's big.
A big model for the big Top Gun fan in your life.
What are those fans called? Toppies. No, I think that's something else. That seems like something vaguely also sexual. And then 485, which I like maybe even more, although I guess it's a different kind of miniature, maybe because it's not, I don't know. Maybe it was because it wasn't a pyrotechnic miniature, but this one is Maverick's Tomcat. But different though, different scale.
Maybe more of a maquette or something. I mean, it's more finished. I don't know.
Miniature.
It says models of miniature. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very miniature. It's 23 by 16, so much more manageable. It's on a nice little display stand.
Much more manageable. I mean, arguably a more significant plane, if not a more significant model, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, agreed.
I'm ever so slightly surprised that this only got a quarter of a page or half of, I guess, a quarter of a layout or half a page. I don't know. I think I would have gone much bigger with Maverick's plane, especially in light of Top Gun 2, which seems to be the only movie that's ever come out again. So I don't know, but really cool. Yeah. I actually want to, this is one I want to see. I want to see this one in person. I'm actually always kind of wanted something kind of cool, and this definitely falls under the category, and not the worst. A reasonable estimate. So I'm curious about this one. I guess, is it a miniature? What was it used for? Many questions. So I mean, it is a miniature, but what was it used for? Those are my questions.
Yeah, for sure.
486 Tron Identity Disc. I love these
always
things.
Cool.
These basically are Frisbees with tape on them, but I love it. I just absolutely love it.
But they're great.
Yeah.
They're great. And very distinct, visually distinct.
You know who we could have on the show is Steven Lisberger. He's a good guy. And maybe he has some good Tron stories. And I think he's got some props that he held on to as well. But he might just have some good stories about like the whole building that world, because obviously just so from scratch. That would be kind of fun. Maybe we'll I'm sure he's listening, so Stephen, let us know.
Yes.
Otherwise, we'll reach out.
Yeah, just write us. Yeah. Bart, put it on the list. A bunch of cool Troy pieces. We have Achilles' sword and shield, 47-48. I mean, it's kind of a Troy collection all in one. A Brad Pitt Achilles Troy collection all in one.
This is actually It's funny. These auctions always seem to have Troy stuff. I guess just because there was so much, armor and arms and whatnot.
Yeah, and it's all out there, I feel like. Yeah.
But this is Brad Pitt's stuff. It's his sword, it's his shield. I love the design work on this. I mean, I think the curves and stuff are cool, especially the shield, which was used as a weapon, which is lot. What's that one? Sorry. 488. I'm curious, are people going to pay these numbers just for Brad Pitt's hero pieces? I don't know. That movie, I mean, it's, it just sort of, it kind of peters out. It oddly builds to the sacking of Troy and yet kind of gets less interesting as it goes in a weird way.
Yeah.
It kind of, I don't know. I don't know. This is not, I don't mean to inflict our movie commentary on this world, but, I don't know. It's sort of neither here nor there, but nice designs. Paris's bow, Orlando Bloom.
Yep.
I mean, good-looking stuff. Yeah, good-looking stuff. I don't know what else to. I don't quite know what else to say.
Yeah, there's a whole Troy collection in here, so check it out. Trojans. I don't know. Troy-ease.
Sinkies. Just every movie they're called Sinkies, but for different reasons. Yeah.
$4.97. I'm skipping Twilight. Is that okay?
Cameron heads, cam heads, Cama lots, something. And then the podcast ended. $4.97. This is back. Yes. This is the Pig Nose Eye of the Beholder makeup appliance. I believe it is back at a lower reserve. I like this the last time. I like it again. Super memorable. Arguably one of the most memorable episodes of Twilight Zone. I do feel like there's a good home for this out there. I hope someone does end up with this.
It feels like a Peter Jackson piece.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder, it's funny, sometimes with these pieces, when you're bidding, I don't know how you feel about this. When you're bidding sometimes, I guess I don't want to be the first bidder. Now, I realize sometimes maybe me not bidding brings somebody else in, but in the past, I will say, I have had success not bidding and nobody bidding and then being able to make an offer after the fact, which doesn't obviously work for 97% of most auctions. But sometimes when a price is a little too high, it's not the worst thing in the world to kind of keep your powder dry and just see what happens. You know what I mean? Like there's sometimes a little wiggle room if something doesn't sell. Obviously, it's and you'll know very quickly, because if you don't bid and someone else bids, okay, then bid. You know what I mean? Then you're in it. But at least you've got a floor there or something. I don't know. Have you ever done that, or do you always feel like, would you rather just bid and make sure you win it, kind of a thing? How do you feel about that?
I mean, it depends on how much I want the piece.
Sure.
I mean, that's certainly, there was a possibility on the back grappler, because I won it for the opening bid. And when it was apparent that nobody was going to bid, I did the math of like, well, should I not bid and try to do a deal offline? But I knew who this seller was, and I was just worried that they might decide not to sell.
And by the way, that does happen.
Because once it passes, they're not contractually obligated. They have their
number and whatever. Although I guess you could argue that once it passes, it's tainted goods, like Rose and Titanic. She's tainted goods.
Right. Yeah. Right. Not sharing her door. Yeah.
Well, there is a thing, and I see it. It's funny. We haven't really talked about it. We joke about it from time to time. Obviously, we're seeing multiples come up, like a hoverboard comes up and that begets more hoverboards. But it's fewer and far between that we see the same exact prop come up over and over and over again. You will see it like on idiots on eBay that might actually have a real prop, but they started at $1 million and then they put it up at 900 and 800 and 700 and 600 and 500. And by the time they've run, the eBay auction 77 times and it's down to, I don't know, I'm making it up, the $1,000 price it should be, the fact that they've tried selling it so many times at other numbers has in some ways destroyed the piece, even for the $1,000 it might actually be worth. You know what I mean? There is an auction taint.
Yeah.
The auction does favor, quote unquote, fresh to market, or the illusion of fresh to market, meaning things we might have seen 20 years ago, but the average buyer is not, never saw it. You know what I mean? So I do think there is a premium on new to market. Anyway, these are just random thoughts.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, if I had been braver, I would have let it go and just given it to, but I just wanted it so bad.
And I do understand that. I do understand
that. I just didn't want to chance it. Yeah. Yeah. But other pieces I have done that. For sure.
I'm stopping at 500 for 1 second to tell you a story that has no reason to tell you, but I'm going to tell it to you anyway, which was,
okay.
I had this idea once for a movie, sort of vaguely based on the Underworld movies, because you've seen that one, or at least the first one. Have you seen? I feel like everyone saw the first one.
I saw the first one. Yeah.
Well, stupid and enjoyable, whatever. But you know how all the vampires are just like wearing like outfits, like this is 500, this is Victor's purple overcoat, and they all have names like Victor and Celine, and like Kate, what's her name, wears like, like a slinky leather bustier catsuit, and Victor wears this purple gown and whatever. I had this idea.
Me all excited to watch Underworld again.
Oh, yeah, no, exactly. I had this idea that I wanted to do for a comedy that never did, because like ultimately no one makes comedies, but it was just the sort of idea that basically like these like super cool vampires were like, biting, like they were, chasing after like, someone really handsome at a party, like Scott Speedman or whatever from the movies. And of course they end up accidentally biting the wrong guy, and they kind of basically end up biting, like, for lack of a better word, Jack Black. And then it kind of becomes a more of a Revenge of the Nerds, Animal House kind of vampire movie about the cool vampires versus the slovenly vampires. I always thought that would be a very good comedy.
I like that.
I may buy this Victor's purple overcoat so I can film my own short. So don't bid against me.
Did you have a title?
I didn't. That's which probably is part of what stopped me from making it. The only title I had was Sinkies. I don't know, but it never seemed like that was a good title.
That actually works for vampire movies.
Sinking your teeth in, sinking a steak in, kind of a thing. No, I never had it. It always was like the uncool vampire movie, but I never quite figured it out. But sort of that moment in Animal House. Here's Jugdish and whatever, but with vampires. So Anyway, sorry. Quite a deviation, yeah.
I like it. I would watch that.
503.
On to zombies.
Zombies. Negan. Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Jeffrey Dean Morgan, by the way, co-owns. I love him. He co-owns a candy shop in Hyde Park, New York, where I did my comic book shopping and FDR admiring while I was sort of trapped up in Newburgh, New York, during White House Plumbers. And I was in his, when my kids visited, we were in his candy store a couple of times. He was never there, but his store is there. This is a good bat. This could go in your bat collection with Bear Jew's bat, and
the natural,
and your natural. That's right, the Wonder Boy instant bat collection. That's pretty cool. What else goes in that bat collection?
And if you have Batman stuff,
best bat ever, Untouchables bat. How about that? That would be a great bat to have, right?
That's a good one. It might be apocryphal, but the story on that scene was that they didn't. There was no baseball bat scripted into that scene, and De Niro was like, famously very methody about being in the Capone character. So when he showed up on set that day carrying a baseball bat, all the actors at the table were actually frightened.
I believe that.
They didn't know what's going to happen.
I believe that.
Yeah, and I think only the guy did the stunt was in on it. So
he actually killed that guy. That's how method he is. Yeah.
I just enjoy that story.
My favorite thing in that movie, in that scene especially, is at some point, like when he's sort of saying the different words and then they keep cutting around the room to the guys at the table, including the guy that is going to get his head bashed in, the way that guy like repeats those words, we're just like, can I go like enthusiasms? Like they're just sort of saying words to like go along with him. I don't know why that very specific enthusiasms always really makes me laugh.
That's a good sign that you've failed as a as a leader of men. I think when you're just in a meeting and people are just repeating words,
randomly repeating things, thinking you want them to repeat those words. A crap load of Warcraft stuff.
Yes, all gorgeous,
all really nice looking. I've never seen any of this. I was thinking about watching this because I enjoyed. I think I told you I watched Dungeons and Dragons, which was fun. And is this maybe more of that? Yeah, maybe this is more of that a little bit. Dungeons and Dragons-esque. I don't know. Yeah, good looking stuff. I don't know what the heck any
good looking stuff. Yeah. 513, Tom Cruise's leather jacket from War of the Worlds, a movie that I actually enjoyed. I don't think I ever went back and saw it again, but I enjoyed it when I saw it in the theater.
Yeah, you forget how heavily it leans into 9/11, which I guess was going through Spielberg's mind at the time. There's a lot of that in there. It definitely has that sort of like maybe it ends like it ends and then it keeps going for longer. The thing that I always laughed at, and it was actually I feel like my wife Becky sort of pointed this out to me. He's this, Tom Cruise is Ray, this kind of blue collar guy that like, fixes cars and lives in Jersey.
Throws a baseball with his kids.
Yeah, exactly. But like, like really, different than his wife's sort of stuck up new husband and whatnot, them up in Boston or wherever they are or whatever
with
that
their
is.
Pony.
Yeah. But in the movie, he wears like $1,000 Paper Street jeans, Tom Cruise, and then this leather jacket is probably in real life even $1,000 leather jacket,
his custom made.
Yeah, exactly. Jacket. Yeah, exactly. Even though obviously he's a blue collar guy in $1,000 jacket. So anyway, that was always her perspective on it, which made me laugh.
His perfect dental work. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
like $1 million teeth.
He could have been born with that, but this leather jacket he definitely had to acquire.
He wasn't born in the Paper Street jeans.
Exactly. 514, 515. This is Wolfman stuff from the Joe Johnston, Benicio del Toro, Anthony Hopkins thing. This cane is beautiful. I got to see this one. I think it was this one 1,000,000 years ago in person. Really great looking. Just not the movie. Just a studio mess. This is definitely, again, I definitively have I have to like the movie. I can't accept the prop unto itself. So
yes, I'm one of those guys as well.
Yeah. Some Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot. Yeah.
516, 517. So that's all cool. And then we move into the storied Wolverine claws section.
Finally, someone has put Wolverine claws in. Thank God.
Of the catalog, which is always a signal that unless there's a Zorro collection, you are near the end.
We're always near the end because of the Wolverine claws. Someone out there must be like, it's like sitting through 517 lots going, I hope there's Wolverine claws for me to bid on this week. I mean, otherwise they wouldn't keep putting them in, but they do
well.
They do
look at the estimate,
and they keep creeping up. These are, I guess the 520 are stunt ones, though those are rubber, and these are resin, right. So they're a little more like maybe a little better looking, like a little more believable looking. They are great. And as someone that has a set, the way this was designed, you put those on your hand and you do the Wolverine thing, like we told Rob Liefeld. You gotta steal these things. These are excellent. So I don't know. Look, if you don't get them now, they're only going to go higher. So why not? But that's a lot of Wolverine claws. Another 2 pairs for the count.
It is.
521. You're always a fan of that.
X-Files. badges. I prefer the wallets, but these are very cool.
I feel like we each have
clip-on badges.
A sort of an IP or two that we both really love and we never quite pull the trigger on. And X-Files is one of yours.
Yeah. I had the badges, I had the wallets, and then I sold them.
Right.
I had a big expensive year, and I was just like, I got to move some stuff, and I probably shouldn't have done that, but it's fine. I don't really have a TV collection. That's the thing. I don't really have anything from TV. It was really a sort of curating my own collection kind of move.
Sure.
But I probably should have kept them. They will come around again. Then we have a Xena piece and a at 523 Zorro,
and then finally
Z
Zorro.
For Zorro, and Z for the end of the collection, Dave. Oof. And man, that was a marathon.
Wild day one, yes.
I need a drink. But so yeah, I mean, wow. I mean, this is definitely the biggest day one.
Yeah,
the Propstore's ever done.
And it's really an interesting day one in that.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, there's the clown piece, which is the cover piece, and obviously the Princess Leia definitely jumps out at us, and the Blade Runner certainly jumps out at us. I don't know if that one jumps out quite the same to everybody, but certainly to us that jumps out. I'm just talking about the A++, like, whoa pieces. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's a couple of those, but maybe less than in other auctions, like maybe less than the usual maybe Propstore auction per se.
Yeah, it feels very kind of 90s oriented, and I think that's a time that you and I don't really collect from, but
definitely some big new collections of that 90s stuff. Yeah.
The Lebowski stuff, the Braveheart stuff.
Yep.
Certainly the Field of Dreams, which is late 80s, but I that's a 90s movie in my head. What else am I missing? There's the
big Shawshank Redemption. I mean, there's just a lot of. It's almost like a TBS auction. It's like an auction of movies that air on TBS all the time. Because I feel like you 24 hours a day you can find Shawshank, Field of Dreams, and Braveheart on TBS. What I will say is, what it lacks maybe in perhaps A++ pieces, it is super strong on, I guess, what I would call, I don't know, like, really good B+ pieces, which obviously, and every man's B+ is somebody else's A+. But I guess things to me that are B+, what I continue to be like in my mind as I'm doing these calculations is there are like 5 or 6 pieces that I'd really like that I feel like once upon a time in my mind, again, we just end up back at the prices. I feel like once upon a time in my mind, I feel like, I could have gotten all 5 or 6 of them and spent, a solid amount of money. But now I'm sitting here going, if they go what they're sort of supposed to go for, that's going to be $500,000. I'm not doing that. Do you know what I mean? And that is my one sort of. There's a lot of things I want. I'm not quite sure there's anything I'm going to break the bank for. And then whatever I end up getting and whatever I bid on first is going to be the one I want the most. I'm going to ignore things before it and then hope for the best on the things after it, as opposed to I don't feel like I'm going into something here going like, I'm going to get this no matter what. I guess that's what for me. That's my take. But a lot of things I do like that I'm just going to hope for good breaks. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
What's on your mind as we leave it? What's sticking with you?
I mean, the Blade Runner costume.
Blade Runner, of course. You mentioned the McQuarrie. That's 2. What else?
Yeah, the McQuarrie. The McQuarrie is great. Smaller things. I mean, I like the T2 ensemble because that's a way to add to to what I have. If I wish to, I might even look at it to put away and just keep the display as I have it back there, and maybe in some future setup it could be something different. I like the Kane shirt from the Nostromo. I like that a whole lot. Yeah, I mean the Conan sword drawing, I was into that. I mean, there's a bunch of like littler things that I will certainly take a look at, but there was nothing like punching me in the face, so to speak. And I have rather low hopes for the Blade Runner. So yeah, I don't know. I would have to go back through it and kind of I like that blade sword. I think that was super cool. Need to do a little more research on that. So they're definitely things that I'm going to look at. And but I think overall it's a I would recommend the auction to other collectors to go take a look, particularly if you're past Dave and my generation, you're a 90s guy. I mean, this is your auction. I mean, there's a ton of key pieces from key beloved 90s films, and I think higher brow, so to speak. It's not like
no.
I mean,
Day Shawshank is empirically great. Yes, it is empirically great. Yeah. I and I can sit here and tell you, I guess I wish I had something from Shawshank. Again, I'm just not sure for me I'm going to buy in, but I wish I had something. This is crazy, Ryan, and I know when we were recording this, by the time this airs, it'll be sort of off. But right now it is May 17th, 12:09 p.m. here in Los Angeles, and there is breaking news. Sorry, this is really happening. Federal prosecutors in Minnesota have charged a man with stealing the ruby slippers from the Judy Garland Museum back in 2005. So they have charged someone. So more on that as it happens. But I just came across my computer, which I thought was kind of wild.
That on the feed.
Go back to our Ruby Slippers episode. Go check that out if you're interested in that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Kind of cool that they finally made some sort of an arrest. So that's kind of neat. I look forward to finding out more there. Anyway. Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do. Just the two big collections in here, again, which are wonderful, which are the Bill Plum collection, the Lauren Peterson collection, which are both sort of Star Wars indie related. There is a lot of great stuff in both those collections. I like it all. Just not sure I can get it all. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, that's that hits me that's where my brain is at the moment. But really, really cool stuff.
Game? Played a game for part one.
Game for part one. I think there's no choice but to play for Troy. What's your favorite? If you're going to have any piece for Troy, whether it's in this auction or not, what are you going to have from Troy?
I want Brad Pitt circa 2004. Just walking around my house. Telling people, come over, check out. I think
that'll actually go over very big with the family. So actually, you may be in luck there. Yeah, I don't think you're not going to get any complaints. You spent money on Brad Pitt?
Yeah. You bought Brad Pitt but 2004. This is like Achilles Brad Pitt, second only to Fight Club Brad Pitt. I don't know. I mean, it would have to be an Achilles piece, right? I mean, he's the most exciting.
I think so.
Character.
I like that shield. One of the things I like about that
shield
movie is I like the way they created again, I have no idea if it's historical or not. I like how they kind of created the kind of, there's a little bit of Jim Cotta to his fighting style. That he's not flipping, but he's spinning a lot of stuff, which I'm guessing would actually get you killed in battle. But it does look good, and I love the way the shield has sort of a Captain America element to it, probably in some other alternate reality. If they'd made a Captain America movie, in 1995, Brad Pitt maybe would have been Captain America. Do you know what I mean? He would have been Steve Rogers. Yeah. But I love the way the shield is a shield, but also a weapon. And I don't know. I always did like that. Again, it's just that movie. Come on. But yeah. So shield.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt, Achilles' is shield. Yeah.
Then I'm taking the same.
Yeah.
Although I did like
this is my end point. I'm sorry, I have to end with this point. They made the Iliad, and they took the Greek gods out of it. That's not. I realized there was an actual Trojan War and there were no Greek gods, but the Greek gods are what make it interesting. Anyway, one man's.
You don't know that. Yeah. Very good. And on that. Great. Yeah. Well, bid early, bid often. The auction, by the time this airs, you'll be able to download the catalog and start pre-bidding. The auction runs June 28th to the 30th. It's out of LA. There is a live element to it at the Peterson Museum on the first day. Definitely worth going if you're all able to go to LA. Those events are always really cool.
Yeah, I think there's also going to be before the day of the first auction. There's going to be a preview event. Also, I think at the Peterson. That I will be there at some point, and I hope to see some of you there. So please say hi. I'll be the one. I'll be the one in the mask still, but that will be me. So please come say hi, and please watch our show on YouTube. And we always say this, but if you can, just even if you're already subscribing or following us in a couple places, try and do all the places. Follow us on social media. We're at Props Podcast on all the social media. Follow us on all of them. We'd like to get our numbers up if that's humanly possible. Or if you have any suggestions on what we could offer, do you want more prop news on our feed? Would that be more interesting to you? More pictures? Tell us what you want to make our feed sort of more interesting. We'd like it to become more of a place that prop collectors feel the need to. They have to
follow
it. They have to sort of follow along. And obviously our YouTube channel as well. But please help us get our numbers up if that's humanly possible. Anything else?
That's it. This is a very long podcast.
Yes. So
we are going to sign off, and we're going to take a little break here, so we probably won't record for a bit, but we will come back with some form of a post-auction recap episode, just to let you know our impressions of the auction, what we won, what we lost, and what we noticed. So see you then.